Hey. So I'm driving on the way home and I was listening to a Tony Gaskins video, and something he stated sparked me, and I had never really thought about it before. He said about 70 to 80% of the time men are the reason for divorce, and how some of the men in his comments disagreed with that particular statistic. And he was stating that the majority of the divorces are started by women, like women file the divorce. So if women are filing for divorce, then obviously it's something that the man is doing that's causing the woman to want to get a divorce. And that thing right there was very powerful, because I think about the different things that was going on in William and I's marriage, and how I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And, not to disclose too much personal information, but I know one of the issues, I just feel like William was not listening to me. And that even though I felt that I was effectively communicating, how I felt, talking about my feelings, using I statements, taking ownership, I just felt like in some instance, he didn't hear what I stated, or what I stated went through one ear and out the other. And not, of course, that William is 100% at fault for what occurred in our relationship, but just based on that particular statistic, that men, the majority of the time, men are the reasons why women want to get a divorce, because women are the ones who file for divorce. It's just like, man, that right there is true. And it also makes me think about, how in some instance I got blamed for the things that occurred in the marriage. It's like no one, I feel, this is me, felt like, in particular, William's family didn't necessarily look at William's actions and what he did, and why I got to the point where I wanted a divorce in the first place. It's like, people don't just automatically say, I want a divorce. And you don't have to get bashed upside your head, beat down, raped, all of these different reasons that we talk about good or trauma for a woman wanting to get a divorce. Yes, he may have treated me good in some instance, but what is treating good? Because what is good treatment for one woman is a completely different good treatment for another woman. And so it's like William didn't have to beat me upside my head, to want a divorce, or whatever the situation is. And I remember, there was a time that I took on the blame for his actions, and it took a lot of healing and a lot of reflection and a lot of deliverance, and counsel from my spiritual mother to be like, no, you cannot take responsibility for somebody else's actions. You can't do that. So if you wanted a divorce, if you were stating, I don't want to be in this relationship any longer, then obviously there were some things going on in the relationship that where you felt like you needed to say that. And whatever William's decisions were after, I told him that I didn't want to be in a relationship with him, though that was on him. He got to be, take ownership for his actions that, were a domino effect to some things. And so I'm really going to continue to meditate on that from, what Tony Gaskins stated, because that is, it's true. There is a greater percentage of women wanting to get a divorce rather than men. And the questions that Tony Gaskins posed were phenomenal. It was like, are you masturbating? Are you getting high? Are you drinking? Are you looking at porn? Are you gambling? Are you doing this? And these are the questions that he posed to men, right? It's like, okay, are you doing some of these things? And even though William wasn't doing any of those things, there was some things that, I'm just like, okay, wait. I understand we're doing ministry, we're doing business, we're doing this, we're doing that, but there are a lot of things that's going on. And so Tony Gaskin listed those questions in particular, to men who state, they're not happy in their marriage, or marriage isn't for them. He's like, okay, well, if marriage is not for you, then are you engaging in those behaviors? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm the one that did not want to remain married. William was like, no, ain't nothing wrong with us. So William was definitely not engaging in any of those behaviors when I said to him that I no longer wanted to be married to him. But I just feel like that was so powerful, that definitely gives me, food for thought when you're talking about why are women unhappy in a relationship. And it also kind of helps me understand, his family's thought process, when they blamed me for the different things that happened. And it was just like, okay, look, well, he's not doing this, he's not doing this, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. So then what's the problem? And again, I'm a different woman from everyone else. And it's like, okay, what you may put up with or what may be okay with you doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I want to put up with, because I have different needs and I have different expectations and I have different wants and different desires. And so it may be okay for you, but it's not necessarily okay for me, and so I definitely want to hear your comments and your thoughts about that. So I got a couple of questions. Do you have to necessarily be, cheated on or, those different instances to want a divorce? What are some reasons why you want a divorce that's not connected to trauma or drug and alcohol or some type of abuse? Why would you want a divorce, from your husband or your spouse? Let me know. And then my other question is, and make sure you put the comments in the chat. So my other question is, so if you are the one that is filing for the divorce, what are the reasons why? And I want men and women to comment on this. What are the reasons why you feel like you want to file for divorce? All right. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening. But yeah, that thing really stirred me up. All right. God bless you.